When the Vital Bracelet B was first being revealed, one of the more interesting pieces of information about it was that the firmware could be upgraded using the DIM card slot, which is actually just a micro SD card slot. You could take a micro SD card, load a file onto it, plug it into your Vital Bracelet, and that would upgrade the firmware. This has already been used. It was used a few months ago when they discovered there was an issue with the Impulse City DIM card not being able to be transferred into the Vital Bracelet Arena app, so an update was done through that, and that was just a bug fix, so it wasn't really anything major or interesting. But at this point, there is a new version of the firmware out that can be upgraded onto your Vital Bracelet right now, and that does have with it whole new features, stuff that didn't exist at all before. In addition to that, I also want to talk a little bit about the modding community and some of the other things you can do with that very same micro SD card slot. There's a lot of cool stuff. Now, before I get into it, Zen and TCG did send me a lovely, mysterious box to open on this very video. So I'm going to be doing that at the end of the video. Make sure to stick around so you can see what Digimon goodies they have sent over. Now, as for how all this upgrading stuff works, I'm going to go through that. I'm going to show you how you can find the upgrades, how you can apply them. I'm going to not do a super in-depth guide because the information that's out there is pretty thorough that you need to read through. And I'm going to emphasize right now, read through it. Don't rely on just this video or honestly any video to take you through all the steps, because you want to make sure you read through the information yourself, make sure you get the exact steps down, make sure you understand what you're doing before you do it. Now, one thing you will need is a micro SD card, and as a little heads up with that, the SanDisk Ultra series seems to have a few issues with the Vital Bracelet B specifically. So I did try it out myself. I couldn't get it to work. Other people have had problems with it. Some people have claimed it worked for them, but just to be on the safe side, maybe avoid using that specific type of SD card. Other SanDisk cards were working okay. The Ultra was the one that was having a problem. I'm going to be using a Samsung card for this video, which you can see right here. There it is. It's lovely, isn't it? But either way, just as a heads up, just make sure to check to make sure you're not using the SanDisk Ultra, or buying one, I guess. If you already got one, try it out and see if it works. Otherwise, yeah, don't buy one. So if you want to find out where the updates are, so I actually have that on the guide right here. Here's the guide. Look at it, beautiful as ever. If we scroll down to the Vital Bracelet B section and we go to the user manual, then we're going to see a firmware updates section. Click to expand that. A little bit of blurb here, and the updates and their details can be found here. There it is. All right. So this page is in Japanese, but if you are using a browser such as Chrome, you can always hit the little English button to change it to English for the most part. We're going to go ahead and agree to these terms and conditions because I want to get my stuff. There we go. All right, so here's the whole page. All right, we're going to go down pieces of this. I'm not going to go down every single little piece. Read it all yourself before you start this process. But you can click here to download the update data. Right now they're on version 2.0.a. Previously it was on 1.0.b, and before that 1.0.a. So this is the most recent version of it, and you can download that zip file right here. So if you scroll down a bit, it shows you the details of what to do, and I'm going to be going through that process here in a second. And here's yada yada yada, all that good stuff. Yep, there we go. So here there's this SD cards. I think it actually lists SanDisk Ultra, I think is one of these, which it's, again, that one doesn't work, but here we go. So here's the fun stuff, right? Is what does this new firmware update bring to the table? And it brings items to the table. Something that we did not have on the Vital Bracelet before for Digimon. Other franchises kind of had items. We also had the special, we had items from the, from the Vital Bracelet Lab app, but they weren't on the bracelet itself. Here you can actually just earn them. So every time you do an NFC battle, you might get an item that will allow you to have different effects for your Digimon. And if you're interested, going back to the manual here, you can see there's a nice little section on items here, and Cyanic actually made a whole chart showing you what order you get all the items in. So if you're interested in what the items, which one you'll get at the end of every battle, you can come here and see that exactly. So the items themselves do various things, such as increasing the amount of stats that you get from training. They can increase the vital values you earn. They can increase your training timer. So they're all good, all great things to have. Very helpful in raising up the stats in your Digimon, especially. It's pretty much what they kind of all go towards. So if you're having trouble getting your Digimon stats up, here you go. These items are for you. So pretty friggin' big feature to throw out there. It's nice to see them do that. They also threw in this was something that was previously available in Cyanic's mod, and they kind of did it exactly like he did it, which is surprising. But the current stats that you're hitting for a next evolution will be highlighted in yellow when you're looking at that evolution screen. So in this case, there's Beetle Gamamon, and while they don't have enough vital values and they don't have enough PP, they do have enough battles and they do have enough win percentage to be able to evolve into Beetle Gamamon. So you can use that to kind of see where you are in regards to your next evolution. And then they also say some other minor improvements and bug fixes, whatever, it doesn't matter. So if you want to make sure you know what version of your Vital Bracelet firmware you currently have, that is available in the system information. You can see here, they're looking at, it's 1.0.a, aka the version that it shipped with originally. So those are the details of the update itself. Now about applying it. So first and foremost, you download the zip file, and you just take that zip file, you extract it. There's a little file in there, and I'm going to show you that file right now. And here it is, this file right here, vbbe_20a.vb2. That is the patch file. And if you're not interested in modding your Vital Bracelet, then you can skip ahead in the video because I'm going to talk about the modding portion of it right now. And you can skip forward to when I'm going to talk about how to actually put the file onto your SD card and apply the firmware update. However, I do highly recommend modding your Vital Bracelet. Those of you that watched my review may recall I had a few issues about regression in functionality compared to the original Vital Bracelet to the Vital Bracelet B. Specifically, one of my problems was, for example, Adventure Mode. Adventure Mode didn't let you automatically start the battle, first of all, which was insane, and also didn't let you continue onto the next area immediately after beating an area. You had to manually go in and start it again, and that was just obnoxious. And it was really great to see that very quickly after the Vital Bracelet B came out, modders were already going to work. So we have a few in the community specifically that are doing some great work. We have Cyanic and Kurozuto and DT Hayward all making great mods for the Vital Bracelet to really enhance the experience on it. And there are some of these mods where you may be like, oh, well, maybe that feature isn't for me. And that's the great thing, is that you really do have a lot of control in what you do install, what you don't install, and what options you have after you install. So these are all great works, a lot of really great features. We'll go over some of them here. And that's what all these other files you see here are. So to explain the modding portion, where you get started on that, so you're going to pop over to the Discord server. And if you go to the Modding VPets channel, and if you're not in the Discord server, make sure to head to the link in the description. The link is always in the description. You can head in there and download these mods right from the server. That's where they're all maintaining them. That's where they're all keeping them for easy access and communication. So if you head to the Modding VPets channel and you click on the pins icon right up here, always remember to check the pins of any channel if you're looking for resources, because if that resource is helpful and well known, it is probably in the pin messages. So click on the pins. You're going to scroll down, and there's going to be this pin right here, the Mighty Modding Mega Pin 1. And in this pin, we have several links right down here. Read the rest of this, by the way. I'm not going to read it right now, but the rest of it is also important. Again, read everything that I show you here. Don't just take my summaries, read everything. So you can see we have the mods right here. So there's Cyanics, there's Kurozuto's, and there's DT Hayward's, all right here. So we're going to go ahead and click on the first one here from Cyanic. And that gives a brief introduction to everything. You'll notice that he's got a link to the latest version right here. We'll click on that, and there it is. There's a zip file. So you're going to download the zip file, and you want to do all this at once. If you want to mod something, don't just download one, load it, patch it, and then do it again. No, you want to do it all at the same time. So whatever mods you want, get them downloaded and put them in the same directory that you're putting the actual patch file or the firmware file itself that you got from Bandai. So put those all in the same spot. So this is all the mods all in the same folder here. And I'll explain these files here very briefly, just the ones that you need to know. So the ones that you will most need are going to be, first of all, these README files. Super freaking important, and we'll open those up here in a moment to go over a couple things. But yeah, those are absolutely vital to go through. The other ones that are vital are going to be the .cmd files. So we have patch.cmd, we have Kurozuto time-saving mods.cmd, and we have brightness mod 20a.cmd. So these are the three files that actually do the work here. So very important. Everything else, you can kind of leave it alone and not do anything with, except for, of course, the VB2 file and this other VB2 file. Now you may be wondering, why does this VB2 file exist? Because here's the new firmware. This is what we're going to patch. So what the heck is this one? Well, this is a way to revert your firmware to make it ready to patch. So if you've already applied an update, you're going to want to run this before you do anything. So you're going to load it onto your micro SD card and do the update steps, which we'll get to the update steps here in a minute. But just make sure you do that. I'm not going to be doing that on camera here. I'm going to, just for the sake of time and brevity. But if you do need to roll back your firmware so that it's on 1.0.8, make sure that you hit this first. So let's go ahead and open up these README files first and foremost. So this one is from Cyanic. Open that up. So it shows you over the features that are on here, right? So you'll see here that here are the steps. Again, I'm not going to go specifically through these. Make sure you read them thoroughly, especially like right here. It talks about the VBBE 99F to roll back right here. So make sure you follow that, which is super duper freaking important. So let's go on the next README file here. This one will show you how to use Kurosato's mods, which this one is a multi-step one where you can apply all the mods all at once, or you can apply just the mods that you want. Cyanic opted to use just settings in the device itself for his mod. This mod, you just install the ones that you want and don't install the ones that you don't want. So lots of good stuff in here. Again, go through the READMEs entirely. And this last mod here from DT Hayward is a brightness mod that'll allow you to reduce the maximum brightness of your Vital Bracelet B. It actually lowers the steps from the current percentages, which ranges from 35% on the lowest setting to 100% on the highest setting, which makes it pretty hard to get it super dim. This lowers it so that the lowest setting is now 2% and that the highest setting is 30%. So overall, lowers the brightness of the device so that if you were using it for long periods of time, you'll save battery because you'll be underneath the current lowest setting. Again, current lowest setting is 35%. This allows you to go all the way down to 2, which works nice with a lot of the other mods that are included here, because if you're doing continuous training and going on a run, you don't need your screen on while you're doing that. You can have it off and just kind of go. And if you have the brightness all the way up, or at least even on the lowest setting on the stock firmware, you're going to drain a lot of battery doing that. So this helps you really save battery, especially with the other mods. I should mention the mods themselves here, they don't drain battery and there's no real risk in using them. These aren't things that are going to affect the other functionality of the device, and there's nothing that they do that will drain battery. But they may make you use your device more, and if they make you use your device more, you will use more battery that way, just by the very nature of using your device more. So do keep that in mind. So for the purposes of this video, I am going to apply Cyanic's mod, and I'm going to apply some of Kurosato's mods. I'm not going to apply the brightness mod right now, and I may always change my mind later, who knows. But all we're going to do that is we're going to first run Cyanic. So the order that you want to do that I would recommend is Cyanic, then Kurosato, then DT Hayward. Go like that, and you're usually fine. So I've got the stock file here from Bondi. So all I need to do is first run the patch.cmd file from Cyanic. I'm going to do that. There we go. It's already done. Press any key to continue. Window disappears. Nice and easy. Now, this is obviously for Windows, and if you are not on Windows, then you should be able to run the individual commands themselves. This is just a command file. You can open it up, see what's inside. So we ran that one. We're not going to run it again. If you run this again, you're going to break the actual file, which you don't want to do. So we want to make sure we do not run that another time. What we're going to do next is we're going to run Kurosato's one here. And you'll see it's got options, which is pretty freaking cool. So we can choose which ones we want. You could just hit 3 and do it all. I'm not going to do it all. I'm just going to do some of them. So I do want some fast battle mods. So I'm going to hit 1. I'm going to hit enter. And all right, do I want enemy reroll? Absolutely, I want enemy reroll. So we're going to just go ahead and hit that. There we go. It's been done. And now we're going to run it again. Whatever you do, don't run it for the same one twice. So we're not going to do the enemy reroll again. I also don't want the speed up intro and outro. I don't like the way it looks personally. So I'm just going to go 3. If you do want to make things faster, though, speeding it up is obviously not a bad idea. So this one, we choose one of these 4. We do not choose 2 of these. Only ever choose one of these, as it says right there. This will let us set up the way that battles skips happen. And we can do auto skips if we want, where when an enemy misses, it will not display its animation. There's other options for this. If you look on the Discord server, you'll see video demonstrations from Kurosato showing you exactly what these look like. So I want the one that's auto skip with enemy misses. I like that idea, and we're going to go ahead and do that. No matter what, all of these will allow us to skip individual turns or the entire battle itself, like you can on other VPETs, which, why is that not stock? I don't know. So there we go. We've got that one installed. So now we're going to open it again. Fast training mods, we're going to go 2. We have 2 options here. One for failure redo and one for speed up intro and outro. I don't want the failure redo because if I fail the training, it's probably because I stopped moving and it's time for me to let the training finish. So I'm not going to do that one. Some people may want that one though, because right now, with the continuous training from Cyanic, it will stop if you fail the training. So I prefer that. You may not prefer that, so your choice. But I do want speed up intro and outro, that little 3, 2, 1 countdown that just wastes your time. There we go. Got it. So now at this point, my file is ready to go. And you'll see over here, I have a USB drive. This is the SD card itself. And I've got other stuff on here. So I've got a directory, I've got music, I've got an executable file, I've got all this stuff. But the only thing that you need to know about applying the firmware itself is that you just need to place the file in the root directory of your drive, of your specific little flash drive. Not flash drive, SD card. It's all the same thing. It's all flash memory. So you have to make sure that you include it in the root directory of your SD card. So if I was loading this this mod and ready to go, if I've already ran the N99F, I'm going to just drag this and plop it in over here, just like so. And there we go. Now it's ready to be used by the Vital Bracelet. I don't need to do anything else. But thing is, though, is I do need to roll back my firmware first because I do have some existing stuff on there. So I am going to load the BBBE99F.VB2 file instead. Again, make sure to read through the README file to know if you need to load this first as well. So with that on there, I'm going to remove the SD card and we're going to move over to the camera and I'm going to show you exactly what the next steps look like. Okay, so now we are ready to apply the firmware update to the device itself. As a reminder, I have the modded version of the firmware on here, but these steps are the same whether or not you have the modded version. Now, if you do have the modded version, again, make sure you do that initial step if you need to for the VBB99F file or whatever it's called. Make sure you do that first if the instructions say that you need to. If they don't say that you need to, if you're already set up and ready to go, then you can just skip straight to this part. But yeah, I already ran the 99 file. I've now got the modded 2.0 file right here. And so I'm going to, first of all, make sure that I am plugged in to a power source for the Vital Bracelet itself, which I am. I am then going to plug in the SD card like so. I don't even think it goes this way, actually. Nope, I had it right the first time. One of those mysteries of life is that it's never the first way you try. Gosh dang, I just did this. How am I not doing it? There we go. Upside down. You would think I would remember that from having just done it, but no, I didn't. So there we go. Upside down is the way it goes. Make sure it's nice and snug, and then go ahead and power on your device. If you didn't have it plugged into the AC, you should get a little message telling you to plug it in. I'm already good. I'm plugged into my computer right over here. And then you'll see it says waiting. As usual with these types of things, this waiting period can take a minute. So I'm going to skip forward to when this waiting is over. And there we go. We have successfully installed the new up-to-date version of the firmware. So at this point, we should be good. Yeah, we should be good to just, oh, it's even going to tell us. Remove the card there. You can remove it from the power source if you want to. I'm not going to, but this should load up exactly where I left off. As you can see, my data wasn't reset. It's still got the time I'm just going to choose that. And then, yeah, sure, that's what time it is. Definitely what time it is. And there we go. There's my little Blitzgreymon hanging out in version 4 land. And as you can see, there are quite a few changes immediately. So up here at the top, we do have the current date, which is awesome to see. We have the ability to change this to 12-hour time, which I will never do because that is silly. Why would you ever leave 24-hour time? And yeah, so there's going to be a whole bunch of things I can do in here now that I couldn't before. So let's kind of look through here for some changes and see what we come up with. Actually, Blitzgreymon, you're a terrible choice for this. So let's go ahead and first change our character over. Who do we have? We have Tyrannomon. We have oh, as you can see, ranks appear on here. That's cool. I don't think I realized that. So we have 3 Vital Bracelet B Digimon and 1 original Dim. So we'll swap over to Zudomon, of course. Why wouldn't we? So check this out. You can freaking choose what you want to do with the Digimon, which is freaking cool as heck. So I'm going to put Zudomon out in the main. Before it was a little ambiguous how you would swap your support Digimon. Now it's very clear. Hey, wake up. Grab a bush. Put on a little makeup. Oh, he's sad. How terrible. Okay, so let's go ahead and go through these things right here. So we'll see what all new features we can find just from taking a quick tour. So Zudomon, if we go to its next menu here, so you're not going to see it, but if I was meeting the requirements for Vikemon, for example, they would show up as yellow, and he'd have little stars if I met all 4 requirements. Partially thanks to the new firmware update from Bandai, partially thanks to the mod that I've done on here. So that's already freaking great. If we go over to the training, so training itself, the trainings are all still the same, but they should be a little bit quicker now. So if I wanted to do squats, oh my gosh, so fast. And we'll just shake this around for a minute. All right, so you see the training has been cleared. We got 1 PP, and then without us doing anything, the fast countdown starts and we are back right into training, which is freaking fantastic. So we're just gonna hold down the confirm button to cancel out of training for now. So that is super helpful. Adventure missions, I'm not gonna go into that because obviously they take a while, but you should be able to just let those run now like you used to be able to on the original Vital Bracelet. The character menu, so I think the backup option that we saw here is, so we see right now, Tyrannomon Dot is our support, but what if I wanted Blitzgraymon to be support, and why wouldn't I? He's more powerful. So if I click confirm, I can now just choose support instead of having to hold down the select button, which was confusing to some people. So now it's the support Digimon very clearly right there. And if I had another original Dim Digimon, I'd be able to use Tyrannomon as its support, but you can't do that on the original version. So that is an update in the mod itself. That's the character menu. What else do we got in here? So we also have item menu. So item menu is brand new for the new firmware, and I don't have any items right now, so we might come back to that after doing a battle. We have connect menu. Shouldn't be anything different, but Cyanix mod should help connections with NFC be a little bit more speedy, which is super welcome. System settings. So let's see, is there anything? I don't think there's anything particular in here that would be helpful to look at. At the very least, if I go to my backgrounds, yeah, so you see there's basic backgrounds, and then you have the several that come with your dim. I actually don't know which ones are for the dim and which ones aren't. So either way, yeah, so you got backgrounds, and the nice thing is they preserve between things. Like, you don't have to worry about setting them every time that you transfer things back and forth, which is awesome. So let's get back out of that menu. Go back into all of these. We then have extras. This is a brand new menu. It replaces the dim menu, which was completely useless, so Cyanic made good use of that. This lets you change a few other things. So you can change the gender of your avatar. Can't be done on the default firmware. Once you choose either the feminine or masculine, that's just what it is. You can change between 24-hour time and 12-hour time. Again, don't touch that. It needs to be on 24-hour time. I don't know why you would change that. You can set the month date format. You can set the how adventure battles progress, so I have them automatically start. And you can choose to delete poor Zudomon. I don't want to do that. So yeah, lots of cool options in that right there. But let's move on to battles, because battles, now I don't need a phone to trigger one. I don't need to tap it to start a battle. I just hold down this button. And again, this is part of the mod. Bam, look how fast that loaded. So do I want to fight Amphimon? No. Hit the top button. Do I want to fight Tubiomon? Yes. That'll be an easy win. I would much rather fight that than the other one. So now what will happen is if this hit connects, which it did, then we're going to go straight back to Zudomon. We're not going to worry about Tobiomon's attack, because why would I care if Tobiomon attacked or not? And if I hit the button now, let's see, wait for that splash screen to go away. Is it that or is it that? Let's see, hold down the button. Oh, there we go. Hold down the bottom button and that takes you right to the end of the battle. So freaking fantastic. You don't have to wait for the entire battle to finish to know what the result is. You can just skip it again, like you can on other bets. Hey, look, we got an item. We got the what was that? I couldn't see it in time. So let's go to our item menu there. But either way, yeah. So battles much more streamlined between Cyanix mod being able to start them that way, and then the other mod being able to allow you to skip individual portions of them, which is fantastic. So I have it set up so I'll skip all enemy attacks that miss. I'll still see ones that hit, and then I can just skip to the end of the battle if I so choose. So we have an item now. This item is the what is that icon? Oh my gosh, am I like? What is that? Like, I should be able to tell what that is, but I just can't. I don't know why. I have them all written down, so I could go look it up, but no, let me just look at the trainings real quick to see which icon that is. Is that squats? I think it's squats. Just, for whatever reason, it just did not register to me what that little stick figure was doing. Still doesn't. Either way, what will happen is that we'll you'll start the training, and you'll I'm sorry, you won't start the training. You'll start this item, and your training amounts will go up. So let's just try it right. So if I go to apply this item, click on that. Okay. Apparently I clicked on cancel. Tricky. Can I do this? Okay. You can only have one item at a time, so use it or lose it, right? So we have that running. You can also only apply one item time. Okay, so yeah, I'm just bad at looking at an icon. That is crunches. We have 3 of them, and we get them for an hour. That's what it says. I had to look back at the manual. Now I understand. Obviously, always read the manual. So there we go. So that's active right now. And so if I go into crunches, okay, so now we should, yep, there we go. We got HP plus 15 instead of HP plus 5. So 3 times the results, which is freaking fantastic. So there you go. That's all the stuff that you would get out of the new firmware plus the mods. Again, highly recommend doing the mods if you're going to be doing a firmware update anyway, because all it does is make your device better. And apparently Bandai thinks so too, since they took one of the mod ideas and put them in the base firmware now. So yeah, that's how that all works. Very freaking cool. Again, in the Discord server, which you can find in the description, you'll be able to find the modding channel where you can go to the pins and grab all these mods for yourself. And in the Digitama Hatchery manual, you can find the actual link to Bandai's page where you can download their firmware. So go update your Vital Bracelet. This does make it better. This is a definite improvement. And I love that they do this. I hope that they do another cool feature in the future to add something else in here. Because, yeah, the addition of items is a pretty big change. Very, very helpful. Helps your stat training quite a bit. So that is all for this. Now I'm going to move over to another table, and we're going to open up that box from Zen and TCG. Okay, I lied. I didn't move to a new table. I'm on the same desk. I just got rid of the light box and zoomed out because I didn't want to move all my equipment over there. So over here, I've got a knife. There it is. Great. And that knife is for this box because Zen and TCG has decided to send me this lovely box to open up and show you guys a few of the products that you can buy over there right now. So let's go ahead and just dive right into this. Okay, what do we have here? So we've got a few different items to look at. First up, we have, what on earth is this? It's an adorable little Agumon. Let's look at, it comes in a little bucket and everything. What is this thing? We've got to open this up and find out what the heck this little guy is. Aha! Got a lid. Oh my gosh, it wasn't Agumon at all. It's Tentomon. Look at this. Must be one of them blind buckets. Friggin' adorable as heck. Bubble wrap, get out of the way. This isn't for you. Can we get all this bubble wrap all the way, please? All right, so there we go. We got the we got this little guy right here. There's the little Tentomon. Toei Animation LCDX Digimon Adventure Mini Plushie Series. So this is a Bandai Asia exclusive. And so yeah, that is up on Zen and TCG. Let's see what else we got. All right, we got this, which is a BN figure. So this is Digimon Adventure Unique Skill. That's what got a note here to help me know what these things are, because I'm not gonna lie, I don't follow merch too closely. And we have some pink effects to go with Palmon. All right, check that out. Very dynamic looking, so you can attach it to these effects and stuff to have a really powerful Palmon going on there. Very cool. And then lastly, we have some Sembo blocks. I don't think I should open these all the way here because these are gonna get everywhere, but yeah, you can build this little Mimi wearing a Palmon outfit. So I got matching Palmons, very nice. Jungle Troopers package through and through, very cool. They also have the War Greymon versus Metal Garurumon Sembo block set, which you can also find at Zen and TCG. So if you like any of these little things I just opened, head over there, links are in the description, yeah, check them out. That's going to do it for this video. So everyone, thank you for watching, thank you for checking out these cute little guys with me, and I will see you next time. Bye!